Back on the SportsMax Zone, cricket's hero CPL T20 has been labelled Cricket Played Louder. No fans last year, but its 2021 edition starts this week Thursday with some fans and all the matches live on the home of champions. And Mariah, I know you're a keen fan of the CPL. It's your time. It's your time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's the only thing that I look forward to the most.
It's the only thing that you look forward to the most. Something sounds wrong with that.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah, but we're all excited. We're going to preview the St. Lucia Kings in a short while with Obed MCcoy. But this was a team that tackled TKR in the final last year, albeit wasn't a huge threat because TKR won reasonably easily in the end. But the St. Lucia Kings looking to be more of a force this year than they had been prior to last year when they got to the final for the first time.
Definitely, and remember they're under different owners as well, owners from the IPL, KPH, Cricket Limited. So Lance, I feel like, all these different things, it's the minor details, but they make a massive difference. And we have seen how the model has worked for Trinbago Knight Riders. And I feel as if the St. Lucia Kings will get the same boost this year. And apart from that, I know they've brought in international players that have been starring in the 100. They have, despite Darren Sammy not being a part of the team, and it's something that a lot of people will be talking about, I think they're going to be fine. I think the St. Lucia Kings are ready and roaring to go.
Okay, so we're continuing our build-up for the CPL with an interview now with the St. Lucia Kings pace bowler Obed MCcoy. Obed, welcome to the SportsMax Zone.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, great. All right, well, let me start first of all by congratulating you on the impact that you've made in the West Indies gear as a new T20 star. And how might that transfer itself to some impressive performances for the St. Lucia Kings in the CPL?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me on SportsMax. Well, for me to transfer it, I've gained a lot of experience at the higher level, playing with the likes of Bravo, Puram, Pollard, Chris Gale. I've learned a lot, and it's just about transitioning from the international cricket to the CPL and just sticking to what I've been doing, keeping it simple, sticking to a team plan, and just executing.
Okay, Obed, for the 8 years of CPL cricket, the St. Lucia franchise has gotten to only 2 playoffs. Last year when you got all the way to the final, and you got to the playoffs in 2017 as well. But outside of that, you've been pretty much towards the bottom end of the group competition. How confident are you that the St. Lucia Kings can, as they did last year, make a big run for the championship this year?
I think we can do it again. We have a bunch of smart players, talented players, especially we have overseas players coming in and a lot of experience because we have a young team as well. But I think we can do it again. We have a great coach, Andy Flower, and he's been doing well for us since last year. And I think it's just us playing with heart, fighting, and just putting pressure on other teams.
Yeah, we've spoken to a couple of captains so far in our build-up. We spoke to Riyad Emmett from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. We also had Robman Powell from the Tallawahs, and we sought to find out from them about preparation because of the COVID situation and the quarantine and so on. The build-up and, getting yourself fine-tuned for competition may be a little bit different from previous years. How has that gone this week, and how ready are the St. Lucia Kings for the opening match?
Compared to the bubble, it's not easy for a lot of guys in terms of preparation. So if guys wasn't doing anything before coming to the CPL, anything much, I think it would be difficult because we only had about 1 training session so far for the game. So hopefully we can get in more training session and do a little activity or activities before the games so we can get ready mentally.
Obed, there were some recent reports about your fitness. The reports are basically saying that they're unsure if you'll be suiting up for the first match against the Jamaica Tallawahs. Maybe you can tell us some more?
Well, I had an injury during the series against Australia, shin splints, whereas my tendons are inflamed. But I'm doing a lot better now. I'm just waiting to be cleared. So hopefully I'll be cleared to play the first game or the latter part of the tournament.
Definitely looking forward to that. Well, Faf du Plessis, he takes over from Darren Sammy as captain. What can he bring to this St. Lucia Kings squad?
I think I was experienced, and he's a really good player. And once he can transport that to us young players, I think we would do pretty well going forward. He's a big player, and I enjoy watching him play as well.
Yeah, so definitely someone you can learn a lot from. Darren Sammy won't be wearing the captain's hat. He'll be there as a mentor. Would he have the same impact on the St. Lucia Kings as he would have before, or would it be different?
I think he would definitely have the same impact, him being around. He motivates players a lot. You always hear his voice, shouting, cheering on players, and he really does well in meetings, preparation, everything, and him being here is just something good for us.
Definitely. I know a lot of the teams are looking forward to have their international players join them. Sumit Patel has been making a name for himself in the 100 tournament. How happy are you to have him as part of the St. Lucia Kings franchise?
I'm quite happy. I've actually played against him in January in the T10, so I've seen him, and I think we have a pretty strong team. Strong batting lineup. He can bowl as well, and I think we'll be okay.
Lance, anything before we go?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Obed, that I think your slower ball has been something that has had a tremendous impact for the West Indies when you're in the bowling lineup. Could you talk to us a little bit about how you have perfected that skill, because it certainly is a tremendous delivery to have in your arsenal in T20 cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been actually bowling that slow ball from about 14 plus years. I realized the game was changing. I was telling myself that pace don't matter anymore unless you mix it up and keep the batsman thinking. And I've been working on that for a number of years. And it had this CPL where I started 2017. I was actually scared to bowl it because I haven't perfected it as yet. It was pretty difficult to bowl. The control was pretty hard at first. It used to drop half pitch on my toes over the batsman's head off the pitch. But I just stuck with it. I said, once I have to master the slow ball, I would have to keep the same arm speed, the same action, and try not to change anything about it.
Yeah, one quick thing before you go, because I seem to remember you being a part of the 2016 setup when the West Indies won the World Under-19 World Cup title, but you had an injury and you didn't play, did you?
Yeah, actually, it happened 4 days before the Under-19 World Cup started. Mm-hmm. We had fielding practice, and I fielded a ball, and I didn't realize until after, where I had burst my left arm, the webbing, and I just saw blood, and that was the end of it for me.
Yeah, and how disappointing was that, especially seeing that the West Indies went on to win the tournament under Shimron Hetmar's captaincy?
It was pretty difficult for me, but I said to myself, the moment it heals, I would start back training. And when I got back home, 3 days after, I started up to train, and I worked on everything. But I was really happy for the guys when they won the Under-19 World Cup. It's the first West Indies, and I was just excited.
Thank you very much. Obed MCcoy, 24 years old, at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, left arm pace. Looking forward to seeing him in the CPL T20 tournament. Thanks, Obed, for talking to us. And this is where we go to our next break on the SportsMax Zone.